Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are gonna do another reading vlog because I'm crazy like that. But I have an extra day off this week, like this weekend. So, what I decided I would do is grab my old game, like last year's game, and we're gonna play with 2 dice because I think there's like around 60 spaces, and a lot of them say go back to start, so of course we're gonna do this, but I haven't played this game in a long time. What I used to do was like call the weekend reading vlog or whatever, and I just vlog over the weekend. And if I win the game, then I get to take one less turn on my real monthly game. So it would be 4 turns. But if I lose the game, then I have to take an extra turn. So it'd be 6 turns in February. So let's do it again. It's been a long time since I've done this. Let's do it. This is our board, and my 2 dice are 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, free pick. That could not have gone any better. Last night I took my first turn on my game board for my weekend reading vlog, but I never actually picked a book. Some of you are gonna say that I'm cheating, but I don't care. I am about halfway done with this book. And it's a fairly short book, but I've been avoiding it. So, I'm gonna finally finish. The answer is Reflections on My Life by Alex Trebek. Alex Trebek, everyone knows him. Well, I mean, like, they knew him. He was the host of Jeopardy. He made Jeopardy what it became for years. And then in 2019, I believe, he got cancer and he ended up passing away. Alex Trebek was like, I know he's famous and like he didn't know me and everything like that, but he was a vital part of my life at one point or another in my life. And like, I've been avoiding this book. I listened to part of it, but then I've been avoiding it because I don't want to close that chapter on my life. And I've come to the realization that just because I choose, just because I finish this book doesn't mean that I'm closing like I'm saying goodbye to my grandpa or anything like that. So I'm going to finish this book. I'm going to finish it this morning. I'm just going to sit down and finish this book right now. And then we're going to take our next turn. So let's do it. I knew, I knew how this one was gonna end. I already knew that it was gonna end with him dying because he did die. And when he wrote this book, he knew that there was a good chance he would die. And like, oh, that last chapter, I don't even want to call them chapters. It's like little snippets of his life. And he just told you different stories, the most important things about him. But I think like the most interesting part of this book was that he kept just saying that he's a nobody, he's not a star, and that Jeopardy is a job, but he loves his job, or he loved his job, and that Jeopardy is gonna go on either way. So don't like be sad. And then like the last chapter, the last snippet of this book was, the answer is life. And like at the time, the coronavirus was popping. Like it was big, and everything was shut down. The world was shut down. So while he's fighting, he doesn't even like the word fighting cancer, because fighting makes it sound like there are losers and there are winners, and like this part just really stuck with me because I had cancer when I was a lot younger, and like he said that cancer is often referred to as a battle, and that it's a fight, and there are losers, there are winners, and if you choose not to have that next round of chemo, that you are giving up on your life. And that he doesn't see it that way, that he sees it more like he hates how cancer is a fight or a battle, that cancer is an unfortunate thing that happens in life to some people, but it's a disease, and there's no one correct way to fight it. If you choose to not go through with the treatment, because honestly, as someone who's had cancer treatment, the cancer treatment sometimes makes you more sick than the actual cancer itself. There are a lot of risk factors that you have to think about before just like, oh, I'll get better. Like, and sometimes even if you do the chemotherapy or the radiation or whatever you end up doing, sometimes it doesn't even help. Sometimes, there's just a lot of things that if you get sick, if you get cancer, you have to really weigh the options. And that really, there were a lot of things in this book that stuck with me, but this is gonna be like, I know I say a million times on my channel that I don't rate nonfiction, but this is going to be a favorite nonfiction book of all time. Like, I seriously just sat here for like 5 minutes crying after. And I think part of it was that I finally got that like closure. And I know it sounds so weird because I never met him. I never met Alex Trebek. Like, he was just someone I watched on TV, but more than that, he was an important part of my relationship with my grandfather, who also passed away. And I don't know, some people might say that that sounds silly, and maybe it does, but if you've lost someone, then you know. And I feel like I lost Alex Trebek, and I lost my grandfather. And the last time that I talked to my grandpa, he had dementia really bad. And the last time I saw him, I'm gonna hold this memory so dear. He thought that I was my grandma. He thought that I was Beulah. And Grandma Beulah died before I was born. I think she even died before my older brother was born. So she's been gone for a while. But we just sat there in his nursing home, and he held my hand and he looked in my eyes and he told me how much he missed me and how amazing it is to see me and how much he loves me. And he did think that I was Beulah because he called me Beulah. And in that situation, you're not supposed to take them out of it. You're supposed to just be there with them, and that's what I did. So this was a really enjoyable and sad and amazing memoir that he wrote about himself right before he passed away. And it was everything that I needed it to be. I'm gonna get some coffee and wipe off my face and try to feel better. And then we're gonna take our next turn. Okay, that book really, really hurt me. I'm glad that I finally finished it though, and it was a really good memoir. I've learned that I love memoirs, so I'm not surprised that I like that one, but it was hard because I felt like I was saying goodbye to a chapter of my life. I was ending the Jeopardy chapter, but more importantly, my grandpa chapter, which is so silly to think. But let's take our next turn and figure out what my next book is gonna be. Okay. Ooh, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. Okay, so that means I have to start over. It also means I was using a TBR jar to pick my books, but I no longer have a TBR jar. It's been a while since I've had one. This was my old game, so I don't have that. So let's see, how am I gonna do this? I'll just do a random number generator, and I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Audiobooks will be 10, 11 will be Kindle. Okay, let's do that. So 1 to 11. And then we'll pick a book. Give me a random number, 1 to 11.
1.
1 right here, which are thrillers mostly, and the books that are actually on my TBR for the month. That might be good. Okay, so again, you guys might say I'm cheating because I'm less than halfway done with this book, but I've primarily been listening to it on audio. I think I'm gonna listen to it on audio So it's Waiting for Tom Hanks by Carrie Winfrey. I'm going to listen to more of it on audiobook while I schedule my Winterween reading vlog for tomorrow. I edited it last night, and it was like just over an hour long. But now I need to go like make a thumbnail and do all the logistical parts of BookTube that a lot of people don't talk about. So I'll just start listening to this again from where I'm at. I think I'm like 100-ish pages in, maybe a little bit more. 118, so I still have that much left. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I will update you when I've finished. I finished Waiting for Tom Hanks by Carrie Winfrey. So this was the first book in a series that I didn't realize it was a series, so I read the second book, not like the movies, last year. And then I realized it was a series. So I read the first book in the series and finished this duology off. This was a really, really cute, wholesome novel about Annie, who is rom-com obsessed. She's obsessed with rom-coms because her mom was obsessed with rom-coms, and they like bonded over that. And her mom is not around anymore. She passed away. But Annie gets a job as like an assistant to a director while they are filming a rom-com in her town. And then she might fall in love with the star of the movie. And it was really, really just so adorable. And I really had fun with it. I think I'm going to give it like 4 stars. I really like how even in Annie and Drew's romance, Annie noticed things about Nick and Chloe that is what Not Like the Movies is about. That's the couple that it follows. But it's really funny because in Waiting for Tom Hanks, Chloe's like, no, we're not together. He doesn't even like me. I don't really feel that way about him. And like, it was just really cute. And so I had a lot of fun with this one. It definitely made me feel just happy, which was much needed because like I cried like a little baby reading The Answer Is Reflections on My Life by Alex Trebek. Like I cried like a baby. So now I'm just kind of giddy right now. But yeah, I very much so enjoyed that book. Which is weird for me because usually I don't like movie star books. I don't like books that follow movie stars. I love movie star memoirs. Those are cool if they're the right like movie star. But in fiction, I do not like books generally that is like a romance between a normal girl and a movie star, or a normal guy and a movie star. I don't like that trope, but apparently it works sometimes. So let's take our next turn and see. Oh man, we had to restart last time. Dude. Okay, well, let's go. Okay, let's try this again. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A free pick. That's where I started last time too. But I did get a package delivered, and it is the last book that I was expecting. So I thought we'd come get it. We can open it inside. So that is what we are going to do. I'm also going to close my gate. And then I can figure out what book I want to read next. Okay, so here is the last book that I was expecting. It's a horror novel because I want to do this series on my channel. I'll talk about it in a different video, but the Book of Accidents. Oh, $100 wine voucher. I don't drink wine, so we'll throw that away too. But the Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig. That is huge. That is a huge book. I'm probably not going to pick this one because that is massive. But I got this book for Christmas. Not this one. I got this book for Christmas. It's called 101 Horror Novels to Read Before You're Murdered. And I'm going to make it a goal on my channel to vlog myself reading my way through those 101 horror novels that I need to read before I'm murdered. So I don't know a whole lot about this. I don't like that it's a library edition, but whatever. I don't care. It's just, I mean, look at that. Look at that cover though. It's like a haunted house book of sorts, I think. I don't know a whole lot about it. How many? Over 500 pages. Dang, this one actually scares me. It's very intimidating now that I actually see it in person, but that's okay. Now I have all of the books for my first vlog of that series where I read 101 horror novels before I get murdered. I am going to be reading Better Than Fiction by Alexa Martin for my free pick. And I'm probably going to start it a little bit later. I'm going to go to the store for a little bit. I might take you with me. I haven't decided yet. I made it to the park. This is really nice here. I found a shady picnic table. So I'm gonna start Better Than Fiction by Alexa Martin, and we'll see what happens. So, at the park, we started reading Better Than Fiction by Alexa Martin, and I read like 2 chapters. I'm like 23 pages in. This was too sad, too harsh. I wanted like a feel-good, happy story. So I put this down and I started listening to The Long Walk by Stephen King, which like is not a feel-good, happy story. It's about 100 teenage boys who have to walk and like keep walking, and if they stop, they get shot dead. It was gruesome. I listened to the first 2 chapters of The Long Walk, and then like every chapter is a different perspective, and I just don't have the brain capacity for that right now. So now I'm about to start The Safest Lies by Megan Miranda, and this is not a good, happy, feel-good book either. This is a thriller about Kelsey. And Kelsey's mom was a kidnap victim. And then she got away when she was full-term pregnant with Kelsey. And now they kind of like live like always looking behind their, like, oh, are they going to come back? Are they going to find us? Type of thing. And this is the story. So The Safest Lies. I'm going to start this one on audiobook while I make some meatloaf and for dinner. And then we'll talk about it. The audiobook is only 5 hours at the speed that I listen to it. So maybe, I don't know, it depends on how the narration is. And honestly, I'm just really wanting a happy book, and this is not going to be a happy book. So I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. that was really unexpected. So I finished The Safest Lies by Megan Miranda. And it's like home invasion thriller to the max, which is something that I've been looking for because that really does terrify me in real life. And I'm silly and I like to read about things that actually actively terrify me. So, bring on the scares. This wasn't so much spooky as an adrenaline-filled young adult thriller when you're home alone and there's a home invasion and you're a teenager. And yeah, it wasn't like scary because other things had happened and you kind of had suspicions of what was going on, or at least I did. It was still a lot of fun. This was a pure fun thriller that really just made my blood boil a little bit because it was a fun adventure. And yeah, sometimes you just need to have some fun. So I gave it 4 stars and I really did enjoy it. I'm gonna go take my next turn. It's gonna be my last turn on Saturday. So I'm not sure if we're gonna finish this game. I feel like I'm gonna lose, which means that in February I have to take an extra turn on my normal monthly game. But I don't know, maybe something will happen. I'm gonna go figure out what my next read is going to be. All right, let's see what our next roll is going to get us. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, fake dating. Okay, so I scoured my shelves for a fake dating romance. And originally I grabbed Happy Place by Emily Henry because I have read this and I love this book. And it's like a fake dating type of story, but it's also like a second chance romance. And I absolutely love it. So I'm going to pitch it to you. But this is not the book I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be reading on my Kindle or audiobook. Maybe both. Anyways, Happy Place, it follows Rin and... what is his name? Harriet and Wynn. And they've been dating for like years. And they've actually broke up 6 months ago. But their friends have planned their annual vacation. And both of them end up going. And there's something at the very beginning of the book that happens that's kind of a spoiler. I mean, it's not because it happens right away. But you find some things out about this friend group. And then Wynn and Harriet decide that they'll just pretend to be together so that they don't break their friends' hearts, which is sweet. And then, like, from there, it just takes off. And it's, like, so freaking cute. This is my favorite Emily Henry book, for sure. I actually own 2 copies because they're different covers. Yeah. But on Kindle and Audible, I found that I have... I don't know if you can see that, but Same Time Next Year, which is by Tessa Bailey. It is a novella, so it's only 4 hours on audio. And so you follow this woman named Britta, who is a waitress, and she has to get a green card in order to stay in the country. So it's like a fake marriage trope, which I love. That's like fake dating to the max. So I'm probably gonna start listening to that tonight as I finish up some, well, here, I'll show you. My entire TBR is on here, and it's numbered. So far, I have 1,100 books listed, 1,098 books listed, which is a lot, but I need to finish my Kindle books. I have like 5 more pages of Kindle books that I'm not just copying and pasting over, but I'm literally pushing every single book, reading what it's about, and if it's something that's not interesting to me, I'm removing it. Because like 95% of the books that are on my Kindle that are unread, I bought for free. So I'm just literally going through all of them, and then I'm gonna copy and paste them, and then I change the formatting. So it's actually 1,097 because that one didn't have one. Oh, see, and then this one is just the number. So I am going through all of them and changing the formatting and making sure that everything is how it's supposed to be, and copy pasting my books over after I read what they're about to make sure there's something that I'm interested in. So as I'm doing that, I'm going to start Same Time Next Year by Tessa Bailey, and then I will probably update you tomorrow morning. And maybe, I don't know. I really don't think that I'm gonna win this unless like I pick really short books or something. But I don't know. Anyways, I'll probably see you in the morning. Good morning. So last night, the last time you saw me, I was trying to read a fake dating book, or a book that had fake dating in it. I ended up reading Same Time Next Year by Tessa Bailey, which was super duper cute. So you follow this woman named Britta, who is a bartender, and she's also like a huge hockey fan in Connecticut, but she's also like the half sister of one of the hockey players. And then one of the other hockey players, Summers, his green card is expiring tomorrow, so he has to marry someone in order to stay in the country. And Britta's like, well, I mean, Britta doesn't believe in marriage, for one. But for two, she really does like this guy. So they get married, but it's fake. And only so that he can get his green card. And then, you can only fake date for so long before it turns real. So let's take our next turn, see what our next read is going to be. Do you think I can do this? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, wait. Also, last night I got all of my books, like audiobook, Kindle book, and physical book on this list count on a Google document. I think that I have 1,180 books right now. So by the end of 2024, when we go into 2025, I want that to be a triple digit. I want that to be a triple digit, not a 4-digit number. Can I do that? I don't know, but let's try. So let's take our next turn. Okay, so we are right here on fake dating. Here's my 2. Wow, okay. 1, 2. Okay, so for me, a TBR vet is a book that I've had on my TBR for more than a year. So for TBR vet, I am actually just gonna sit here and read this book on my Kindle. So I'm knocking out another Kindle book and I'm gonna read it on my computer. And it's called Love Me Like You Mean It, a sweet romantic comedy, Be My Fake Fiance, Book 1 by Laura Burton. So if I like this first book, then there are more books in the series. I should have checked. There are 4 books in this series, so I will buy the next one and replace it on my list. I'm thinking that I'm gonna go over my list once a month so that it'll be fairly accurate all year long. So today I'm just gonna read Love Me Like You Mean It, a sweet romantic comedy. It says, have you ever told a little white lie that ends up changing your entire life? Well, that's exactly what happened to Emma when she tried on a wedding dress just to cheer herself up. When her friend Me walks in and assumes she's also getting married, Emma can't bring herself to admit the truth, so she tells a little white lie saying she's engaged to. Big mistake. Ooh. Before she knows it, her lie has gone viral on social media, and her only hope is her best friend, Aiden. Okay, so I'm gonna read this real quick, and then we'll take our next turn. If I keep getting just little numbers like that, then I'm not gonna finish this, because I also have date night tonight, and I'm excited for date night, but you know. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. I finished Love Me Like You Mean It by Laura Burton, I think. It's my least favorite book I've read so far this year. I'm gonna give it like 2 stars. I didn't absolutely hate it, but I felt like there was no character development between Laura and Aiden. I mean, between Emma and Aiden. Sorry. Laura's the author. I also felt like I get why Emma lied at the beginning, but I don't understand why she didn't just, like, change it, like, before it became a big thing. And it just felt very anticlimactic. And it was like best friends to lovers, and you could tell that both of them were interested in each other. So it felt like an already established, like, relationship. And usually those are my favorite, but for some reason this just didn't work for me. It had potential, but I just found, especially Emma, to be super annoying. So I didn't love the characters, and I just didn't buy the romance. The chemistry wasn't there. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, well, I mean, it's on paper, so there's no chemistry anyway. But there are some authors that can write really good chemistry. This was just fine for me, so I'm giving it 2 stars. I'm probably never gonna think about it again, but that does mean that the rest of the series is no longer on my TBR, which is great. I'm gonna go figure out what my next book is going to be. All right, here we are. This is where my person is, or my dog, I guess. And then I'm really just getting the smallest numbers that you can get through this board. So I got a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Okay, pet pick. I'm going to have Bella pick between 2 books that I have to read this year anyway. This one is, like, really, really short, so I kind of would prefer Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I've read this already, so it will be a reread, but this is a new copy for me, and I got it for Christmas, so it is definitely a must-read. And then I've never read To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and it was also a Christmas present. It's a must-read, so I'm gonna have Bella pick for me. Okay. Bella, go ahead. Go see. No! Okay. She picked To Kill a Mockingbird. That one's longer. I don't like that, but okay. Okay, so Bella picked the bigger novel because, of course, she did during a timed challenge that I'm putting myself through. So she picked To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I have 0 idea what this book is about. It's a classic, and I avoid classics like the plague. So it's on my must-read, though. I have to read it, even if I don't want to. I'll start it a little bit later. I finished the first chapter of To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm listening to it and reading it, and there's a lot going on. It's like follows an entire town, but the thing that stood out to me most was that Dill and Joe, I think, I don't remember, they were talking about lighting a fire, and they're like, but then the turtle will get hurt, and then they were talking about how turtles don't have feelings and it doesn't matter about animals, and that just like made me sad already. And I'm only a chapter in. I don't want to read a sad book. I don't want to read a sad book. I don't like being sad. So I accidentally found this really cool camera bag. It's a backpack, but it also has, it's like made for cameras. So I'll show you more up close later, but it's really cool. Back here is where it opens. And then you get to move this stuff around so that all your equipment can fit in there. And you can access it from the top too.
I hope so.
Hi.
Hello.
What can I get started for you guys today?
I'm going to do a medium iced Irish coffee, please.
The medium iced Irish coffee. Anything else?
Yes.
Yeah, this can be really weird, but can you get me a medium iced coffee or latte that you choose, but it has to be non-dairy?
Non-dairy? Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
She's the complicated one.
That's all good. Okay. Is oat milk okay?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, here is the Irish. And then I did salted caramel. I checked the syrup label. It does not contain any dairy.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy.
You too.
Is it good? One more stop, then we go home.
You might be wondering if I just got whatever the barista wanted to make me just for the video. The truth is that I go to this coffee place called Black Rock, and I let them pick my coffees when I'm feeling adventurous. So not all the time, but sometimes I do. She made me an iced caramel latte with oat milk. The oat milk is really good, and the caramel syrup is usually non-dairy. She double checked for me, so it is non-dairy. The sauce that like Starbucks drizzles on top, that always has milk in it, but I didn't get that part of it. I just got the syrup, and it's really good. So I'm gonna listen to more of this book, To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm getting really scared that I'm not gonna finish the game though, so I'm gonna have to take an extra turn on my monthly TBR in February. Why did I do this to myself? No, why did Bella do this to me? I am enjoying this book so far, but it's so long. So I'm gonna like catch up on my reading journals because I think I'm a couple books behind, so I need to do that. And I also want to get my backpack set up for like my camera and stuff, just see if I can get it all working correctly. And I'm going to charge this and my other camera. I think my other camera is all the way charged. And then hubby man and I are gonna have a date night tonight, and Jellybean wants to say hi because he thinks it's his channel. Yeah. Go ahead, kiss the camera. Kiss it. Okay. So I'll probably see you guys later. I just got to part 2 of To Kill a Mockingbird. So, part 2. I don't know if you heard her, but she just like sighed because she had a long day, I guess. Man, I'm kind of glad that Bella picked this because honestly, this was one that I was like, oh, I have to read it this year, but I don't want to. And I was wrong, okay? Okay? Classics, not all classics are terrible. Classics just intimidate me a lot. And going into this book, by the way, look at the cover when you open it all the way. So cute. But this one was intimidating because, well, first off, mass market paperback, and second off, like, classic. And I had zero idea going into this book what it was about. So you start off by, like, you're following from this kid's perspective, and she was in first grade, and in first grade she got beat by her teacher, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm a teacher. So I'm like, man, education has changed so much, and it started making me think about how the world has changed since 1960 when this came out. And especially like the education realm of life, because that's where my headspace is 90% of the time, because, you know, I'm a teacher. But then this talks, oh my God, there are so many discussions in this book without, like, some books are very, like, preachy about what's going on in the world, but this, Harper Lee was very good at showing me what the world was like and showing me the different conversations that we should be having, like surrounding hate and racism and hate crimes and just terrible, terrible things. And then this woman, can I tell you, or is this a spoiler? I don't know. Okay, there's this woman in this book who is racist. She's full of hate. And, like, the person or people that she's full of hate against, he is basically trying to tell his kids to basically kill them with kindness. And I think that that is such an interesting conversation to have, because on Friday, so tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we do not have school, so I get a day off from work. But on Friday, we talked about Martin Luther King Jr. We wrote an essay about him, and we learned about his life. And during this conversation, we started talking about, like, how the world was a different place and how I might never understand and they might never fully understand either. But I tried to explain to them on a second grade level, you know, who Martin Luther King Jr. was. We read a book and we talked about how the world has changed. And one of my students was telling me that Martin Luther King Jr. was trying to kill people with kindness, and that his family still teaches him to kill people with kindness. And it was just really interesting, like, that this was mimicked in To Kill a Mockingbird. And I had no idea I was going to read this book today or this weekend or anytime soon. Honestly, I thought I would be avoiding this the entire year, but I'm so happy that my game got me to read this. So I'm at part 2, which isn't quite halfway through the book. We have date night tonight. We're leaving in like an hour. So I'm going to get 1 more hour of reading done, and I might not update you until I finish this book. But I can see why this is my brother-in-law's favorite book. Like, I get it. I'm starting to get it. I feel like the tears are going to come in part 2. I feel like this book is going to make me cry. And I don't want to. I don't want to do it. But I love the commentary on the world. It's like, it paints such a vivid picture. So I'm going to go read this, and then I'm going to go have date night. I'm not going to take you with me for date night, but I will talk to you after. Oh, we're going to go get food at a new to us restaurant called Yard House. We got a gift card for Christmas, so we're going to try it. And then we're going to go watch a rom-com. I haven't seen a rom-com in so long. It just feels right for date night. So we're going to go Anyone But You. I believe that's what it's called, but I'll let you know what I think of it later, along with when I finish this book. I've just been sitting here crying my eyes out, contemplating life decisions for the past like 10 minutes. I finished To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. And like, why? 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 Oh my god. So going into this book, my husband was like, oh, I think you're gonna really like that book. He doesn't read a lot, but he has read some books, you know, especially like when he was a kid. He doesn't really read anymore, which is fine. But he told me, oh, you're probably gonna like that book. I think you're really gonna like it. And then he kept asking, like, are you crying yet? Are you crying? And I'm like, shut up. No, I don't want to be sad. I don't want to cry. But like, if you read To Kill a Mockingbird and you don't cry, then I'm sorry, but you're the monster. There, I said it. It's just like a small town story. Oh my gosh, I'm still crying. A small town story of like, you follow from Scout's perspective, and Scout is like this kid. And like, so many tragic and horrible things happened in this book. And it's painful because it's like, I was just teaching my students about racism and about Martin Luther King Jr. and this was written in 1960 when like all of that was really prevalent. Not to say that it's ended, which is beyond tragic, beyond terrible, beyond, like, I don't even have the words right now to tell you how much, oh my gosh. And then that freaking ending, you're supposed to just assume things, but you don't get to read it, you don't get to see it on paper. So I'm just supposed to assume. And how can I assume? Like, just because the author wrote that's gonna happen in the morning, but I don't get to be there in the morning, I don't get to see it happen. So what if, that it's so ambiguous. And like, I love those kind of endings, but they also hurt so much more than just telling me what happened. This was terrible, but like, only because it hurt in all the best ways. Give me a couple more minutes to just contemplate life decisions and see like how we went from here to where we are today, and like, what, Jim? Oh my god. Why do you break my heart like this? That might be a new favorite of all time. Let me just sit on it for a little bit. Some of you are gonna say that I'm cheating, but I looked at this board and the board that I used to play the weekend. And so this one's like 54 pieces, whereas the other one was 32. So this is significantly bigger. So I'm actually gonna use 3 dice for the rest of the game. We only have today. If I don't get to the book haul space, let's see, book haul today, by like 8 o'clock tonight, probably, then I lose the game. And it's already 9 a.m. So we're gonna just keep going. Okay, so let's take our next turn. I really don't want to read another book right now. I just want to sit here and cry because of how this book wrecked me. But I don't know. I guess we'll see if I get any more reading done today, or if I just sit here and like feel nauseous the rest of the day. Like, my eyes are still... I'm still crying. It's like 20 minutes later and I'm still crying. It's not okay. Okay. So here is our next turn. Alright, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Random generator. That's nice. So we got a random generator, which just means that I get 0 say in the book that I read. So I'm thinking, because I am in such a, I don't want to say bad headspace, because it's not a bad headspace, but because I'm just emotionally drained from the last book I read, I'm thinking I will give myself three chances on a random generator, and I get to pick which one I want. So random number generator. Now let's go to entire TBR. I think I have like 1,120 books, but let me actually figure it out. And they all have a corresponding like number at the very beginning. So that is how we're going to do it. Like I said, I'm going to give myself 3 options because I don't want another book that's going to break me. Okay. It's not right. Okay, 1,133. Okay. So random number generator is 1 to 1,133. So let's see what my options are. So generate 550. Should we get the numbers? Yeah, let's get the numbers first. 550, 900, and 491. Okay. 550. Okay, let's go to 491 first because we'll hit that one first. I feel like that might be a Kindle book. Okay, 491. Okay, it's right here. Okay, it's an Audible original. It's a Vineyard Valentine. So let me go here. I feel like that one's a short listen and probably won't take much brain power. So let me just find a Vineyard Valentine. This is an hour and a half, An unforgettable night of romance awaits in this funny, charming novella. The annual Valentine's Day singles soiree party is always a big moneymaker for Alicia's winery. What could be more romantic than looking for love at a quaint family vineyard on the most romantic night of the year? That one actually sounds pretty good. It might make me feel better because, like I said, I'm traumatized from that book. I'm so traumatized, but like in the best way possible. It was beautiful and sad and just, I hate that ending because like you're told that it's gonna happen tomorrow, but it didn't happen. So what am I supposed to think? I'm supposed to just think that everything's okay? But what if it wasn't okay? What if it wasn't? Like, I don't know. And I may never know because, oh my gosh. Okay, let's go see the rest. There's 550, which is the next one. I don't think I'm gonna win this game. The Wedding Date Bargain. Oh, that's book 2. So let me go find book 1. It's an Audible book 2. Let me see who. By Mira. I don't think I'm gonna want this one. If I remember correctly, this audiobook is super long. Mira. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna say no to that one. And then what was the other one? 990. That one might be a physical book. And like I said, I don't know. I don't even want to read right now. I just want to cry a lot. Like that book. Why, George? Why? Oh, let me open the door for my dog and then figure out what this book is. Blackjack! Why, George? Why? Okay, let's go to 990. I feel like this one is going to be either a Kindle or a physical. I feel like it's got to be like a physical book. Okay, 990 is a physical book. It's Where the Truth Lies by Anna Bailey. I don't want to read a thriller like that right now. Blackjack, come here. Get in here. You're barking. So if I continue trying to win this game, it's gonna be a Vineyard Valentine because that seems like it's gonna be upbeat and fun and happy and funny, and that's exactly what I need because like I'm so sad now. I'm so depressed. But like I'm not, because it was beautiful. It was beautiful, but it was so sad, and like it makes it worse that like life really was like that. And I know that it's fiction, but it could have been so real back then, and like why? It just hurt me. This book hurt me in the same way that like Where the Redford Grows hurt. Okay, maybe not in the same way. Where the Red Fern Grows is always gonna be my favorite of favorite books, but this one is a good contender too. And like, I'm just broken. I'm just broken after reading this. I want to keep reading because I want to finish this vlog and I really want to win this, but I don't know if I can. It's so sad. I'm so just broken right now. This book put me in the biggest book hangover in like the best way possible, but for that reason I did not get to finish my game the other day. So it looks like in February I will be taking an extra turn on my monthly TBR game, but you know what, I'm not even mad about it. I mean, the pure sadness that you see in this video was 100% authentic. I had zero idea what I was getting myself into reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and I 100% understand why this book is my brother-in-law's favorite book. Like I said in the vlog, I was broken. It broke me in the best way possible. And I would highly recommend To Kill a Mockingbird, which says a lot because I don't like classics. I am so intimidated by classics. I say that I want to read all of them, and like, I really do want to read a good chunk of them, but I get way too scared to actually do it. So I don't know, maybe this is the era of classics for Alita on Alita in the Books. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit longer than my normal vlogs, but don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you are new around here. So if you got emotionally damaged watching this with me, or watching this, please leave a little heart emoji in the comments below, because it's been a couple days, but I could still use some love. I could still use the heart. And I will see you guys in the next video.